Ride, my beautiful allies, ride! Survive, my terrible troops, survive. Oh, great, this has become the Great War. Great War in 1902, and it's all my fault. Why, hello there, my loyal map game enjoyers. It is me, Strategy Games Teddy Bear here, and welcome back to another episode of Victoria 2 A to Z, the series where I play all the interesting nations in this game, Victoria 2, from A to Z. So I know what you're thinking. SGT, you just played Paraguay, and now you're moving on to the Qajar Empire? Well, there's a really long story behind this, but basically, when I made the list, whichever mod I was using to make the list, the Qajar Empire was called Persia. Because I think it would confuse everyone if I didn't go in the order that the list says. We're going to be playing the Qajar Empire, and we're going to claim it's Persia. Although, you guys know how I start the game. We don't need to talk about it. Raise the taxes, intellectuals, yada, yada, yada. So I would say we start the game in a pretty decent position. We have okay RGOs, we got some iron, got some dye, got some sulfur, and we even got a little bit of coal. So I think we're going to do quite well. Now I have to make sure that I get off on the right foot this playthrough. And for that reason, instead of investing my money back within my nation, I'm going to spend it all on a trip to Europe. Very financially responsible thing to do. Now, you may be thinking, that was a complete waste of money, but it gave us some research points, and research points are vital when you play as a non-Western nation, because you need them to Westernize. Although our political borders are kind of a mess, we do have a lot of satellites, as shown by this green stuff. But then we also have some restore order Cassius bellies, and before any great powers get any ideas of intervening, we're going to execute those. Geez, our army comp is terrible, but it shouldn't matter. Well, here goes nothing. Okay, getting our northern territories back was not difficult. We are one step closer to rebuilding the great empires of the Persian past. Now, I think we're going to start getting some events that allow us to annex some of our puppets, including this one, the Siege of Herat. Oh, brother. Yeah, something happened when I clicked that button, and I can't tell if we're at war with a lot of people. No, we just have a lot of allies. Almost gave me a heart attack there. But I guess we're invading somebody else now. The Persian army is really good. And when I say really good, I mean good enough to siege down the enemy nation, but not really good enough to fight their army. Oh no, the British are thinking about getting involved, but I don't care. We're going to press on. I will not give up. Oh no, the British joined this war. How dare you? It doesn't matter. We can annex Herat. That's not going to force the British out of the war, is it? That's unfortunate. Wind of Westernization. Some free research points. Not going to complain. But I will say that now the British have forced my hand. I must declare war on this nation that they typically annex. I will take this territory for myself, and the British will be none the wiser. Feel like this was not the way that this was intended to be played. But this is the SGT way. We do it differently. Well, I'm going to finish this war with the Emirate of Kalat, which is fine. We took some territory. We made some money. But if you look over here, you'll see the British have destroyed me. Don't quite know what I expected, but we're going to propose peace, and I guess we'll have to be cut down to size. Personally, I think that's one of the worst things that could have happened to me, but the game thinks I was victorious. With the British being driven from our lands, they literally siege us all down. The game is not watching the same game that I am watching. We get 25 prestige and free money. I love it. We can change our national value. Personally, I think the best one is productivity, and if you say otherwise, you might be incorrect. So I thought we would be unable to declare wars because we did get cut down to size, but it says invade Baluchistan. I think that gives us more cores. But for whatever reason, we can declare a war. I think we've just violated the British treaty. I mean, I don't really think the cut down to size worked because we did get more territory. You've made mistakes, Britain. Don't like how close Britain is getting to me. Need a restraining order. But we can revoke coastal authority, which if you just saw that, it annexed a little tiny state. And, You want me to revoke what? I'm not sure I can say this without getting canceled, but not really gonna ask a ton of questions about that. Every time wool becomes the most produced thing within my country, I feel physical pain because wool is terrible. If you rearrange the letters in completely worthless, it spells wool. Don't try it. A tobacco protest has broken out. Now look, I do not have the time or patience to read this. So if you guys would like to, please do. I'm just going to see the Persia of tomorrow and click that one. Wait a hot minute. I think I just made a mistake. Look, this will get rid of the Western influences and give us a minus 30% research point modifier. Why would I do that? I guess we're just going to have a ton of militancy. Maybe in the future I'll read events and I won't get screwed. I think we're on the right path. And maybe in this timeline, we won't lose to the United States of America in the World Cup. Another massive rebellion. Stop the rebellions, please. All right, we've done enough stuff to westernize. A lot of that came from the research points that we got through Conquest, and every time you take out one of your breakaway states, you get research points there too. So now we can embrace westernization, wagons west, population boost, can reclaim the Strait of Hormuz, which, wow, just ceded me a lot of territory within this region. And we can also revoke coastal autonomy, which got rid of all of our states. So now we have just a massive amount of territory directly under our control. We can start doing some real research. And that was a really fast westernization, actually. We managed to beat Japan even. And somehow we're already secondary power? A great day it is. Well, I was more excited about industrialization, but then I realized we can only build 4 factories, or rather 4 different types of factories. And I can't even build half of these factories and expect them to be profitable because instead of growing cotton, we grow wool. Just a ridiculous amount of wool. Why did nobody tell me? I've been playing with my troops mobilized for years. I wish the game had told me I would be at war with this tiny sub-state, but it didn't. It just started the war and I couldn't tell because the state has 0 brigades. How many times must I crush the same rebellion? Every time I have to, it gets even bigger. I have earned an unlikely ally, Portugal, and they will come get involved in my wars in the Middle East. Feel that this is not the last time European and other Western nations will get involved in the Middle East. Okay, we've defeated this revolution. We have entered a Silver Age, which gives us research points and tax modifiers. And we get coal in another one of our provinces, which is great. We now will appoint Amir Kabir. He has like 4 other names, but I'm not going to attempt to pronounce them. Wow, he gives a lot of research points. We're going to catch up in no time. And now we can integrate the provinces that continue rebelling against us. I'd like to stop Russia from continuing to penetrate the Middle East here. To do that, I'm going to start eating up these states in Central Asia. Our number 1 exported good is wool. Why? Who would like to buy our wool? So I was just thinking, we're moving pretty quickly through the A to Z nations. I think we're over halfway done with this series, and that is absolutely wild to me. So if you guys could do me a favor and tell me which nation you're looking forward to the most, please do let me know in the comment section. After playing this game for such a very long time, I would say that this part of the game is the part that bores me the most. When you've just finished westernizing, you are trying to get great power, you're building some very basic factories, but there's just a lot of waiting and there's not a lot you can do, so it's not that entertaining. A capital for a new Persia, I'm going to be honest, I don't know that much about Persian geography, so I'm just going to pick a random place. Now I just have to find out where it is. Oh, it's down here by the water. Okay. So I managed to ally Russia, but I don't think they understood that when they accepted that, they would be quickly going to war with a certain empire. They will soon realize the truth. I want the iron in this province, so I will be declaring war on them for that. Acquire state early, and the Russians will accept. Let's go. Help me, Russia, please. So apparently the Ottomans were allied with the Dutch and the Spanish, but I might be losing my vision because I don't see them helping out very much. Ooh, I just got the state. I was trying to get another one, but it wouldn't let me add a war goal. Oh man, our leader was just assassinated. Who would commit such a crime? Ironically, I clicked the decision that made me not find out who did the crime, so it was probably Britain, let's be honest. Wow, look how much mining we can do in Eastern Persia. Unlimited coal and unlimited iron. Dude, the Ottoman Empire just declared war on me. Now, why in the world would they do that? I understand they want their territory back, but it's quite frankly unacceptable. So it's the Ottomans and France versus me and Russia. Honestly, that sounds kind of winnable, so we'll try our best. We got a white peace with the Ottomans. A great day. Now, quickly, before the Ottomans decide to ruin my day again, I need to take this territory from Afghanistan. It will honestly take several more years until I can take all of Afghanistan, but I did take a fair bit at least. I wish that there was a way to do this with less infamy. I would be so much bigger. We now have a new flag. I had a second part to that statement, but I don't remember it. What if I wanted that, Russia? Supposedly, Oman has one of my cores, so I will be taking that back, please. Oh, and the war is not even started. We have not even invaded them, and they've already given up. Oh, boy, we are socialists now? We have a lot of territory, but it's not very populous. Pretty sad. We need health care or something, but nobody wants to pass it. What in the world? The UK has annexed more territory. I'm feeling scared. They've got me on this side, and they've got me on this side. It's 1880, and we can incorporate this different shade of blue state. That helped me 0. In fact, at this point, I think I'm in trouble because Spain's going to get overtaken by Japan, who has formed up and is now very powerful, and then I'm never going to get great power. This is definitely one of the things that is improved in Victoria 3. You don't really have to be a great power to do stuff in Victoria 3, which is really good, because in this game, you can't even do any diplomatic stuff without being great power, and you suffer because of it. Population is pretty minimal here. Only 4.87 million people, even though we own a massive amount of territory. Like one of these giant states in India is equal to my entire population. Maybe I'll get great power faster if I start colonizing. It seems to help out all the other nations across the globe. I mean, it would, except Italy has gotten involved. How dare you? First you get great power and keep me from getting great power, and then you get involved in my wars? Good thing the Italians don't have a navy, or this would have been much more difficult. It let me add a war goal on Qatar, so if I take Qatar, hopefully I'll be able to host a World Cup in the future. All right, I got my territory from Qatar, and now I will take it from Oman as well. Italy just white-peaced me after that, but now we have the Strait of Hormuz, which is pretty good, and we can continue taking territory within Arabia, because we can also snatch up this nation here, which kind of consists of, I would say, Eastern Saudi Arabia. I'm sure that the Saudi Arabian government is going to come to my house and get upset at me for doing this, but it's just a game. Just a video game. That is actually beautiful, but the only thing that could make it better is the removal of the British. Their territory here detracts from my glory. I like that in this game you don't have to worry about your railroads being profitable. You can just build them and then don't panic. Because in Victoria 3, railroads are really stressful. Let's take Yemen as well while we're at it. Okay, another annexed nation. The question now becomes, should I go into Africa? And the answer to that question is yes. Yes, I should. Italy, we were just at war, but I guess if you want an alliance with me. Called in the Italians to help me take out Ethiopia. They're definitely going to be very helpful, and they won't be incompetent at all. And if all goes well, I won't play incompetently either, and we'll get some gains here. Oh wow, they're already getting sieged down. This went worse than I could have possibly imagined for the Italians. But Portugal and I are sieging down all of the territory in the north. No, where did my war goal go? Why can I not annex them? This is actually not fair. How could this happen? I'm only going to get one piece of territory versus the massive amount I was promised. I'm disappointed now. And thus ended my attempted conquest of Africa because they're protected by the French and Abyssinia is protected by nobody, but I have a truce with them, so I can't do anything. Oh, and the wool RGOs are just atrocious. Would you look at that? It looks like we might actually get great power here. Didn't even have to navy stack or anything. We're getting promoted because it appears that Russia and Japan are death warring. We'll give it another go in Ethiopia. Hopefully this time we'll keep our war goal. And hey, we've risen to the rank of great power. Let's nationalize this industry. We are starting an assault on the diplomatic holdings of the British within this region. We will put them all in my sphere, and then we will lead coups that overthrow the British puppet governments. And Ethiopia has been annexed under the great empire of Persia. You may be wondering why I put the reactionary party in charge, and that is because they allow us to do this, which is Greater Iran, which makes it so we declare ourselves a larger empire and gain cores on more territory. My friends, this is our destiny. No, I won't back you in a crisis, Japan. If I did, I'd just end up like you, weak from a war. I mean, how did you lose your entire military, buddy? I don't even think I want to ask. Dang, the British are annoying. They banned me from the Aden Protectorate. They banned me from the Trucial States. And they banned me from Afghanistan. I'd like to have a word with Queen Victoria, even though she's almost dead. Oh no, the Shah has been assassinated and we lost the Silver Age. I suppose the next Shah will be the great leader that leads us to Greater Iran. There we go, Greater Iran. I thought it would change our nation name, but that's okay. We have a lot more cores on a lot more territory, especially territory owned by the Russians. I think y'all know what we're going to have to do, and it isn't going to be pretty. Think at this point in the game, there is no reason why I wouldn't just state every single piece of territory that I have, because it'll allow me to build more factories and retain my space as a great power. Gonna build a navy now. It will rule the 7 seas with an iron fist. Will help take down our evil enemy, the British. This is the 51st video where I have become enemies with the British. And no, I'm not counting. Went over the infamy limit, but don't worry, we're not going to get cut down to size. We're just going to find literally the smallest nation I can and get rid of it. And for some reason, releasing this one state just makes it so nobody will be upset at me anymore. The end of Afghanistan is upon us. Victory is ours. We need to establish a parliament? I mean, sure. Never pass up on some democracy. And we're also going to smuggle tea to the Qing Empire. What in the world? Wow, we got tea-producing provinces. I just realized what we got when we invaded Afghanistan. More wool provinces. I go to sleep at night and I wake up in a cold sweat because of the amount of pain I feel when I think about wool provinces. This entire part of the world is cursed. Cursed with the worst RGO in the game. I wish it could just be like America and have one singular wool province. Everybody over here lives the good life, and they just don't even know it. Low healthcare. I've seen some bad things in this game, but now I've seen Austria-Hungary owning Madagascar. Like to speak to whoever's in charge of colonialism over there in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, because I think they're messing it up. How can you hope to administrate this when you live over here and you don't own the Suez and you just have a massive island that is very populous? Iranian cinema? Yeah, we'll get movies up in here. That is something I think is severely lacking from both of the Victoria games. Pretty sure film was invented in this period, but nobody ever talks about it. Got up to good healthcare. Our population should be booming in about 6 minutes. Now look, I know Russia's not feeling so good because they've been at war with Britain and Italy for years, and they are running out of brigades, so I allied the Germans. We're going to declare war on the Russians, liberate all my cores, and we will call up none other than the Germans and the Austro-Hungarians. Russia, you will fall on dark times after this, and I understand that, and I am completely fine with it. We ride at dawn to take back the core territories that are mine. Shoot, they're going to siege down Saudi Arabia. This is not fair. Ride, my beautiful allies, ride! Survive, my terrible troops, survive. Oh, great, this has become the Great War. Great War in 1902, and it's all my fault. And France is on the Russian side, but they're getting destroyed, so that's pretty good. And I'm getting destroyed now, which is pretty bad. See, I made the mistake of not inventing gas attack, and it hurts. Hoping Russia totally collapses after this war, I could probably take even more territory. It's bad that I've been destroyed in this war and gone up 2 spots in the great power rankings. Just shows how much my allies are helping me out by destroying everyone. You have got to be kidding me. The war just ended. It peaced out. I didn't get my cores back. I didn't get my cores back. I'll say it a third time. I didn't get my cores back. I am fuming right now. Hopefully, they agreed to dismantle Russia, which would be good because then I'd get my cores back. That will fire as soon as they peace out with all of the other nations they're at war with. But if that's not the case, I will, oh boy. If they didn't do what I wanted them to do, I will be very upset. Let's just say that. Why has America gotten involved in the Chinese reunification wars? Sounds like a very American thing to do, but why? So on a stream quite some time ago, I agreed to do a couple things. First, I think this one's actually from a short. I agreed to play the Shattered World submod. I've done it once, I'll make another full video about it, but you guys have got to let me know which nation you'd like to see me play. Won't really be like a nation at the start, it'll be like one state that I'll play and turn into a nation. Hopefully something where I can, form something that I haven't formed before. Let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see. And secondly, I agreed that if we get to 15,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, I will play Roblox map game. It's called like Rise of Nations or something. I don't want to do it. You guys don't want to see it, but some of you do. So if you want to see it, smash the subscribe button and the like button. Get your cousin's brother to subscribe or something. And as always, thank you all for the support on this channel. It is fantastic every single day. But I'm not going to get my cores back from Russia. A younger me would be punching the desk right now, but at this point, I'm too old to care. How are there still only 2,000 capitalist pops in this empire? We have 12 million people and only 2,000 of them want to make money? And why are there so many farmers? I know that the nation is colored blue on the map, but this is not the Smurfs village. We do not need that many farmers. This is real life. We need blood and iron. New Afghan coal industry, much better than wool. I used to be surprised by things that happen in this game, but now it all feels so numb. Like, what do I care that America took the top half of Mexico? I've seen it all before. One day, I want to see the great nation of Honduras take the entire world except for the territory that I hold. On that day, I will officially quit Victoria 2, because at that point, I will have seen it all. I wonder, if you ran Victoria 2 enough times, would you get a scenario where Honduras takes over the entire world? Like, how many times would you have to simulate the game to get that? My truce with the Russians has expired, so we will be declaring war on them to liberate all of my cores. Gonna call in the Austrians and the Germans again, but this time I will hope even harder that they don't screw me over and not give me my cores. Has become a great war, which is a bad sign. Where are you, Austria? Please join. This war is going much better, and I've retained my status as a war leader, so this should be good. Just gotta win the war first. Finally, our lands have been returned. We will keep everything we've gained. Yes, Russia, take that. Russia doesn't even have cores on some of this territory, which is super good, and the Qajar Empire has emerged victorious. Wow, we totally dismantled them. This gives me some opportunity to take even more territory. How in the world did I get a dismantle nation, Cassius Belli, against the United Kingdom? I have to use that. I just have to. I got the Germans on my side. I got the Austrians on my side. I got the Spanish on my side. And the Netherlands on my side. This is going to be a very tough war, even harder than the last war. But we have been given a great opportunity, and we will not squander it. Somehow Austria-Hungary has found itself against us, even though we were allied previously. Germany, take care of them. This is the third Great War, and I think we've caused all three of them. But this one will be the hardest, I think, because I don't see the British giving up on this war anytime soon. Why do the British have so many troops stationed in India? Why will Germany not send me more troops in India? Microing my troops in this game makes me happy. I love how much control I have over the way that my military operates. That was intended to be humorous. If you get it, you get it. Now time for the first naval combat of the new Navy. Oh, we won in a landslide. Now we're going to become overcocky and blockade people. The invasion of India begins now, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Try as you will, Britain, but I will march my troops all the way down to this province and take it. Look at all the German troops just flood into my country to siege down India. Germany, we already won. We don't need your help. I get that you destroyed everybody around you, but we don't need you. Invade them navally. So India's completely out of commission for the British. How much war score did that get us? 5. Honestly, that is embarrassingly low. What more must I do to get a substantial amount of war score on the British Empire? I've got an idea. It might cost me a prestige, But I'm just going to go around and start demanding some of these states. The Germans have peaced out with the British. Let's see what we got here then. Guatemalan cores? Sure, I mean, Guatemala can keep them. So it looks like we got our territory here in Arabia. We got this piece of Iraq. China can have their cores back. Ireland can have their cores back. I just feel like we're going to be continuing like this for a long, long time. Let's make the Dominion of Canada our puppet. I feel bad releasing all these nations. Like, I would like to take them for myself, but I don't think I can do that. I don't have the infamy. Cornwall shall exist. Why not? The Isle of Man, Wales will exist. Malaysia will exist. Scotland shall exist. Oh no, the communists have just come to power. What a way to end this game. Well, with that epic defeat of the British, I think we're just about done here. This was our Qajar Empire playthrough, and honestly, it was a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in whatever comes next. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel out quite a bit, and I will see you all soon. Just in case you guys wanted to know, I'm now number 3 behind the US and Germany. I was number 2 before the socialist thing happened. England, we bumped down to number 5, so I think that's pretty good. Hope you all enjoyed.